Hello, hello, hello. My hair is standing sideways, but that's okay. I want to talk about this story that Bolan on YouTube talked about. A story of two men. I think I may have mentioned it before, but I want to get into the details of this. Two men, one is gay and one is straight. The gay man is the real, highly intelligent one. But he's highly neurotic. Not because he is gay, but because of childhood trauma and so on. And who knows, maybe even stress in the womb, which also causes homosexuality in the first place. But it can also cause other damage, unforeseen problems. Now he's getting, he's getting, he's getting, he's getting the raptus now. So now the raptus is happening. This is the raptus time. There you go. All right, there you go. Oh my God, I'm so glad he has that pink canister. Oh my goodness. Well, the reason why he's not ambushing me today is because I have a weapon. It's called water. It's a spray bottle. Oh, I got water on my keyboard. Wait, I gotta wipe this off. So, I know. I have to be careful with this. I already got water on the computer earlier. So, yeah, he respects the spray bottle. He doesn't want to be sprayed. He hates that. He doesn't like it at all. So, that's very practical. And for those dogs who don't mind a spray bottle, when it was really hot the other day, I sprayed his back while we were sitting in the van waiting for Paul at this house here. And he didn't mind then to be sprayed because it was just so hot. But in general, he does not like the spray bottle. So that works very well. But for those dogs who don't mind spray bottles, you can put a little bit tea tree oil into the water. And that is very refreshing, and that gets rid of mites and fleas and ticks even. And very good tick repellent, any kind of bug repellent. And that's great. And the dogs probably, he doesn't like the tea tree oil at all. He doesn't like the smell of it. It has a very strong smell, a little bit like gasoline, but kind of medicinal. So it's a wonderful. I like the smell. I think it's great. So anyway, I watched this report by Bolan about, 2 weeks ago or so, or 3 weeks ago. But it wasn't really that wasn't the thing that was on my mind. What was on my mind was Sandra Hughes. That story really stood out for me, and I will never forget this story. And law enforcement and FBI, they can do a lot better than this. And the reason, that's my theory. Yes, it's a conspiracy theory, but the conspiracy is there. You don't have to say this is a conspiracy theory and you're a tin hatter. This stuff is happening, okay? So, whether I'm a tin, I don't wear tin hats, but, I find that really ridiculous. But the stuff is out there. I mean, there are, if they have that amazing of technology that they can do overland sonar attacks on people, which I saw reports on YouTube. I don't know if that is happening or not. So, and I don't know why they would be attacking random people that are not even activists. So that didn't make any sense to me. So I'm sure they have technology that the rest of the world is not aware of. I'm certain of that. You know, they test all kinds of things at Area 51. Yes, and in Roswell, New Mexico, and all of these places out there, you know. Around Las Vegas, there were these fighter jets constantly flying above us. That was very annoying, and they always have like really cutting edge technology that they use. Oh, by the way, before I forget it, if you heard about it, this rocket that they sent out there to test, to atomize or demolish an asteroid. Okay, so there's an asteroid coming, but apparently that asteroid is not on the collision course with Earth. But they want to test this rocket for future asteroids that may be on the collision course with Earth. So that rocket was clearly, not just clearly, this is fact, it's out there, read about it. Elon Musk created that, okay? But NASA and those type of people, government, US government, they want to take the credit always for that, for everything that Elon Musk gives them. This is very annoying, it's very childish. Okay? But anyway, Elon Musk is creating this to protect us because he wants to save this species, believe it or not. Doesn't make sense, but he apparently loves the human species so much that he's worried about the human species, you know, exterminating themselves eventually, and that would happen if we stayed on this self-destruction course, you know, so that the human species is on, and it's kind of inevitable, this development, but so that's why if Elon Musk wasn't here, the human species, they would kill every good person, they would finish everyone off who is kind and who doesn't have 10 bodyguards, okay? They would do it, okay? And then they would have no good technology. They would go back to the Stone Ages, okay? And then they would blame the good people for it, that they murdered, the smart ones, the technology ones. They would finish all of them off because it goes against their religion. But then they shoot themselves in the foot and don't realize it, right? They want to kill Elon Musk. How much you want to bet? You know, not just how much you want to bet. He's already gotten death threats. And, you know, it's the corporate agenda, but they wanted to blame Russia for that. They dressed as a Russian military person or some military general. The Russians do not want to kill Elon Musk. They like Elon Musk. They like his technology that he's bringing into the world. Russia is not a threat, okay? There used to be a Cold War between the United States and Russia. Joe Biden wants to recreate this Cold War, but it failed. It shot sideways. Vladimir Putin is not interested in this, okay? Vladimir Putin is neither a capitalist nor a communist. He is a reasonist, okay? He wants to make the world a better place. He's helping animals. He's figuring out feverishly how to fix the situation with the means that we have. Okay? So that's what's going on. But the United States is definitely, they're definitely after him, the corporate agenda, who owns the United States. They pretty much owned the United States for a very, very long time. So if it wasn't for Elon Musk coming here to this planet, the Elohim, the Arche Noah, the Noah, the Arche builder, okay, the rocket builder, if it wasn't for him, people would finish each other. First they would finish off every kind person, every caring person they would finish off. And they would finish off the ones, the technology ones, unless the technology ones are dangerous like they are, have selfish intentions and so on. Then all they have to do basically is buy the technology, form the technology ones, buy them out, and then the technology person has their cash and retires in Hawaii or something, or in the Virgin Islands. And Elon Musk could have done that several times over, but he doesn't, because he uses that money to make the world a better place, to figure out any way he can, in the most elaborate way he can, to save this planet and to save the human species, even though they don't deserve it, you know. So yeah, this is what's happening, okay? And this is not a tin hatter statement. This is fact. This is what's happening right now. You should be very grateful to Elon Musk. So, but anyway, this report by Bolin, I thought that was very interesting and very shocking also. Two Englishmen from England, in the same area, living at the same community. They were, I don't know if they were from the same community or if they met on the internet and one guy moved to the other guy, or I don't know what happened. But the straight guy is not, I don't know what the problem is with him. He's definitely a criminal. He's a murderer. He is very selfish. He's very naive. He's not very bright. He's not very intelligent to not question things and not figure things out. So anyway, the gay guy who had a crush on the straight guy, he created, like Zayn, he created like a handful of sock accounts. But I mean, there's no way he can match Zayn. So no way. So Zayn will always be the winner with the sock accounts. So anyway, the gay guy, extremely intelligent, educated. He sees through all of this. He's very good with programming. I bet he's also a hacker. So he created the sock account family, only like a handful. One girl was, of course, he catfished that photo. So he made himself into a girl in one of his sock accounts, and then that girl approached that straight man, and he fell in love with the photo, which happens like to the majority of humans. Okay, some old ladies that don't look very good. You know, Nigerian man, you are my everything. He's in love with me. Yes, she doesn't even know how he really looks like and what kind of criminal he is. So, and that he's a Muslim and he would behead her if he could. But anyway, so these two guys, they meet in a chat room. And they get addicted to that chat room, both of them. The smart gay guy, he figures out this enormous these enormously convoluted stories that, that I noticed. It's interesting that people who lie, they not just only lie. No, they have to they have to make up convoluted lies, like really, really convoluted. So convoluted and so crazy and bizarre. And then it gets even more and more crazy when ideas of how to protect that lie run out. Then the real side shooting craziness will be added on top of that. And for anyone who has just enough sense to see through these things, which I do, thank goodness. I mean, yeah, I have been pranked several times because, and the reason why is, I should have already known that this was a prank, but because I'm lonely, like all these other older ladies, we are lonely and we want a boyfriend, right? Even if we don't have teeth in the mouth. We want a boyfriend. So we look on the internet, right? The catfishers can't catfish any money because I don't have any. I really don't. Okay, so, and it's better that way. It really is. Sometimes you have to out-trick yourself. If you know you are a spender, you better put the suspenders on your wallet. Laughing, cracking up about my own humor. I would do this wherever I am. I could be in a store. Suddenly I start laughing because I just told myself a joke in my head. And people will be looking like, oh my gosh, that lady there, that fat lady there is laughing about me. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing. I feel like going over and saying, no bro, it's not about you. So, and I want to tell everyone, the whole world, don't take anything personally. I see people take things personally. And I don't know, there's a lot, there are pranksters that are nice, that are playful, like my puppy dog, baby dog, okay? So, like Timmy Tamwar, he is a sweet, kind-hearted prankster. That's what I think, I could be wrong. That could also be that could also be one of the 100 Zane accounts, WC, Andy, and whatever these names are. But I don't think so, because that prank there that he made one time, that was like showing everyone the mirror. So I don't think Zane would do this. I don't think so. He's too busy with his own mental illness. So, and then there are the mentally ill ones, like Andy, Zane, WC, etc., etc., etc. So I'm not judging here. I don't hate this person. I feel very sorry for him. I read his poetry, The Overnight Guy. He has a website, actually. And there it is in the poetry. There's Zane suddenly shining through, It's just about the chase, It's he doesn't want to get close to anyone. No. Getting close is dangerous. He doesn't trust kind-hearted people, So what if they kill him during his sleep, right? Someone said that to Eckhart Tolle actually one time. He had to laugh about that. So, yeah, but on the other hand, these people, they have experienced nothing but abuse. Okay, how can they ever trust anyone? And then particularly a woman, what if she suddenly decides to cheat on him? What if she suddenly decides to turn away, or humiliate him, or laugh about him, or whatever? So they have this real intense fear. They're preoccupied with this intense fear of, I guess, rejection and so on. So, but anyway, that gay guy, very smart, he already knew that straight guy, if he would come out of the closet to him and tell him that he was in love with that straight guy and they should meet and all that, I bet he hasn't even tried. He has not even tried. How much you want to bet? But so he already assumed he is never going to go for him. So he has to create a sock account with a woman photo, real pretty girl, blonde, like 20 years old, and with the name Alyssa, all made up, of course. So Alyssa wants to date the straight guy, and he falls in love with her. They fall in love with each other. The gay guy is already in love, and they flirt the heck out of the day, all day long, every day. And then finally, the straight guy finally wants to meet that girl, So that's when the problem comes in. Oops, the lie is gonna be exposed, So, but it's the same with woman and man meeting on the internet. It's the same with anyone meeting someone they're interested in on the internet. So, a person who, in this case with the gay guy, it's not so much. That gay guy is not a criminal, but he's kind of like a mix between a playful puppy dog prankster and someone who is actually someone who hates himself, someone who. But let me tell the story first. I don't want to give a spoiler alert now. So, what happened is, this Alyssa girl sock account and the straight guy, they want to meet each other. Of course the gay guy wants to meet him, right? And the straight guy wants to meet the girl, but not the guy. So then eventually he has to create something real quick that is ultra convoluted to put an end to this Alyssa pressure. So he comes in with another account of a fat man that writes in pink. Fat gay man who writes in pink. And the fat gay man says, I kidnapped Alyssa. She's in my custody now. And if you want her to survive this, you have to show me your feet, because I'm a foot fetish. I see a lot of men are foot fetishes. Okay, a lot of gay men too, apparently. So the feet, always it's like the feet is there. The feet is representative for my core body, existence, soul, whatever. I'm not making fun of this, I'm not a foot fetish, but I'm just trying to understand this. So the straight guy gives into this. He gives into all of that. He sends him his foot photos, and so the kidnapper sock account says, okay, I released Alyssa, she's back, she's okay, she's doing okay. The next day, Alyssa was back in the chat room talking to the straight guy, and the straight guy never questions this, never even questions that Alyssa, what is happening here? You can ask questions, It's not that difficult to ask some intricate questions, psychological questions. You see the reactions, that's how I find out. That's the main detective work that I do, to find out. I ask questions. Most of the time they run off just from the question alone. Also, people who pretend to be basset hound breeders, I have a puppy for you, you have to, but you have to pay me in Walmart gift card. Aha, it is a catfisher. Okay, so yeah, that's what's going on. The world is full of those. They go into every domain and every company, and they impersonate every famous person. They pretend to be Lee Asher, the dog rescuer guy. They pretend to be all kinds of people. And Lee Asher made that very clear. You have to have a check mark, And then the catfisher even uses a check mark, but it's inside of the name. So it's like, bro, it doesn't work, but nice try anyway. So ridiculous, the kind of stuff they do. I mean, they're like desperate, really, So, no, Lee Asher, the real Lee Asher, he said he does not elicit money from people out there. If people want to donate, they have to come to his website. They have to come on their own accord. He does not elicit money from people. He may tell a story and he may talk about his nonprofit and all of that, but he doesn't even say in the video, I want you to come to my website and donate money to me. So he just says, I have a nonprofit, I'm helping these dogs, and he also puts his own money. He also has a company and earns his own money, where he puts most of the money into his nonprofit group to save the dogs. This is a real good one, okay, the Asher House. So, but the catfishers, they just try to infiltrate everything they can and try to impersonate him and elicit money. I mean, it's like almost every famous person has those, like 10 or more. That Vin Diesel has like 100 of those, that are catfishing money from women, that are in love with him, like, oh, okay, like, Vin Diesel likes me, right? Well, I wanted to believe that too. This is what, I mean, having a crush on someone can make people dumb. So, for example, when I have a crush on one, I dumb down dramatically, So that's why that happened with the prank with Zane. And it is also extremely cruel, of Zane. And so, but once you find out, when you're a compassionate person and you're not masochistic, you're done with that person. Like, done for life. Really, I cannot hang out with someone like this, neither on the internet nor in the chat room, and particularly not in person. Okay, so I don't want a meat hook slammed into my face and go into seizures and make him laugh. No. You can laugh about me in my videos. You can laugh about my dumbing down of having a crush on someone, but that only lasts for so long until the shit comes finally to the surface. So, and I realized, that guy's he's just bullying me, and that is my worst hater. Okay, so, and I think he's been hating me for years. I think he's hated me already when I had my Great Dane. So that's why whenever I told him anything about my life or my past, he already knew all of that. So I think that's also that guy Gio Roy. He's been commenting masturbation comments under my videos for a very, very long time. That guy's a stalker, and I try to find out what it is with stalkers. Not all stalkers are haters, but this is a hater stalker. This is a violent, vicious, criminally insane stalker. Okay. He hates women and wants them. So, and he would kill me for sure. absolutely certain that would be the perfect Manchurian candidate for the corporate agenda to sick on me, So, but we have a baby dog, and we have very, very complex camera systems on both properties. Yeah, so that makes it a little bit more difficult to, in any way, to come at me or into my life. We won't allow it. And I have a Medusa in me. I made that very clear. I keep talking about this in my videos. I keep talking about this when I'm not on the internet. I say it to my computer. And Paul says, "Are you talking to the haters?" I say, "Yeah." So it's all recorded, It's not tin header. It is happening. Google is corrupt. Okay, they do this for all kinds of purposes, to spy on people. Like, I'm so important, right, to spy on me. But no, I'm not important. I'm not a threat to the corporate agenda at all. I'm an animal rights activist, and I don't have very many views. So that's not a threat to the corporate agenda. That makes me feel a little bit better. If I started to collect a real large following on the internet, well, then I would have to start to look for a bodyguard or 2 or 3. So then, no matter where I go, like Bonnie and Clyde, they were shot with machine guns in Las Vegas. They shot him right through the car, because Bonnie and Clyde, they were helping very poor people, and they robbed banks for that. So that's not, I don't do anything illegal. But what they did to Bonnie and Clyde was absolute. I mean, this was like a million times worse than what the Bonnie and Clyde did in terms of illegal, in terms of unethical. Okay, right, just put these things into perspective here. Okay, and they definitely are after anyone who's an activist. I see this on the internet. They really are. They want to make the world into the way they want to influence people in that way, to bully kind of the people. They have entire organizations like Kiwi Farms to bully kind-hearted or progressive people into suicide. Okay, so yeah, so does that Zane want me to commit suicide? That'd be funny for him. Then it would boost his masculinity. He would. I think that's I think he needs to do this to feel like he's a man, or he's like mean equal man or something, which is a total misunderstanding. The whole world is like turning upside down in that direction. Makes me really worry. All of this makes me terribly worried. So what happened is, I make you listen to all of this, right? So I'm kind of like Jeff Bezos with that. So let's get back to the story. So the gay guy, in order to get rid of that Alyssa, he also testing the other guy, the straight guy, all the time. And so then the straight guy is back on, Alyssa, I want to meet you. We have to meet now. We have to come to my house, or we can meet in public. But there's no Alyssa. Okay, so he has to get rid of Alyssa. So next day he creates a rumor behind the back of that other guy to make it more believable. I still wouldn't believe it just because it's a rumor. And he creates other accounts that will be talking about that rumor. These are all his accounts, so all of this, looks familiar, right? So these are all his accounts, and that guy does not have dissociative identity disorder. I told Paul earlier, I think Zane WC may have DID. This looks like it, that could be what it is, but it could also just be what that gay guy is doing. So just a calculated attempt in order to get what he wants. So, but it gets much weirder than Zane or any of these people that are just plain simply criminals. Much weirder. That guy doesn't illicit money. That guy isn't plotting anything against anyone. He's actually, I'm not going to give it away. So he comes back as the fat guy, and the fat guy says, I killed Alyssa. I killed her. She's dead. And then these people are talking about it back and forth. These are all his account, as a rumor, sort of. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. And then another person, also his account, will say, oh, I heard about this, and I think I read this on the news or something. That was in the local news. And something like this, to really lure that the straight guy in and make him believe everything, all these stories. So what happens? The straight guy believes every single thing, hook, line, and sinker. He's shocked, he is horrified, and can't believe, but he does believe. He's absolutely, then he goes into a depression and all of this. And then his best buddy, the gay guy, is always there, as also with his actual account, as the best buddy. But he didn't come out the closet with being gay and in love with him. So now that the gay guy has to come up with another way of somehow getting to meet the straight guy. So now they become more closer buddies. So now, okay, and in order, and the other one wasn't even interested in meeting that. But in order to make the other one interested in meeting the gay guy, he has to come up with yet another woman account. So now he creates a woman account, an Asian lady, older, 44, and these two guys are like in their early 20s. And real good looking, attractive Asian lady, looks like really good clothes. He catfished that photo, of course. So now that Asian lady approaches the straight guy, and he very carefully probes his way into him liking the Asian lady. So then they exchange emails, and they talk on email. They talk, I guess, also on Facebook and video chat. No, that doesn't work. No, not on Facebook. They talk on Facebook in live chat, not video chat, because he doesn't have an Asian lady. So, but the Asian lady account, gets into his brain, and so now she gives away who she really is. She is working for the CIA. And the other guy, his buddy, is too. And now she has a proposal for the straight guy. And it gets very, very bizarre. It is so bizarre. I've never heard anything like this before. And he believes everything, right? So, and she says, I want to initiate you. You will see the Queen of England. And you will be initiated and become a spy working for the CIA. And that guy, he doesn't have much going in his life, so that sounds inviting, right? So man, that's like, we want to believe something, you know. I have to admit, I fell for shit, because we want to believe something. He's in love with me, you know, like old lady or whatever, you know, old trailer mama. He's in love with me, yeah, right. Yeah, he wants your money. So, or you know, that guy in England, the straight guy. Oh, I will see the Queen of England. Oh, I will get to date that Asian lady, that really sophisticated Asian lady, intelligent and educated. Oh, she'll lift me up, you know. She will make me, how do they call this? Level up. That's a good one, you know. That is so freaking, I mean, this is so incredibly neurotic that these words, level up, this terminology, this is so incredibly neurotic. I don't even know where to get started. Okay. You are already precious. Wherever you are, whoever you are, dumb or smart, whatever skin color you have, it doesn't matter. Educational level, belief system, it doesn't matter. You are precious already, but people don't believe that. See, that's what the problem is. And Hollywood films, they make you, they put fuel into your fire. They make people hate themselves even more. They make people compare themselves and so on. So I also blame the corporate agenda for this, you know, naturally. And I'm not just putting the blame on just one person or making fun of that person. Yeah, it is. I mean, it has a situational comedy, you know, and it's kind of annoying to see someone who will believe all of this, because by doing this, they are part of making the world a worse place. Okay, that's for sure. But ultimately, looking at it from a higher perspective, looking at it from the sky perspective, from the blue God perspective, we can say, yeah, obviously these people don't know better. You know, even the criminals, like from the real high perspective, we can say these people they hate themselves. They tell lies. They have to create more lies. They want to, like that guy who shot his parents because the father was starting to find out about his lies. I mean, it's just to keep the lie going. He's willing to kill his parents, you know. That's another story. But here, okay, this is what's gonna happen now. The Asian lady, soccer coach, says to him, the other guy, there is a humongous room at the deepest depths of the ocean. A safe kind of room, you know, like one of these humongous, what really rich people have. They have these walk-in closets that are like as big as this house here, and they can be locked up like a safe. And they put all of their real expensive stuff in it, and they put expensive jewelry and purses. They have the whole purse collection in there, lit up and all of that. So something like this at the deepest depths of the ocean, and there are trillions of dollars in it, and you will get a large amount of money if you can get that guy, that your best friend, because the only way that safe opens up, that door opens up, is if your best friend opens that up. And he's not willing to do it because he's working for the CIA or also for some other groups. That very complex story, apparently, you know, where he's not gonna go and open that. So there's some explanation why he doesn't do it. So finally she lets it out and says to him, we need you, and this is your initiation test, we need you to murder your best friend, stab him with a knife, and then I will be there at the murder scene, I will get you scot-free right away, and I will be able to seize that corpse, and then we will take that corpse and we will bring it down to the deepest depths of the ocean and it will be shown to that scanner of that humongous safe room, and the door will open and we will get the money and you will see the Queen of England. And he buys all of this. I mean that takes a lot for someone to believe something like that, right? I mean that goes to quite some lengths. So he believes all of this, and so the first thing is he has to, and that's the only way apparently that this gay guy will ever get to meet this guy one-on-one in person. You get to touch his arm, right? So then she says you have to first meet him in person for a while, make really good friends. And so he has a dentist appointment or doctor's appointment the next day. So I want you to go over to him, call it. They already exchanged phone numbers, I guess, or the best buddies. So they talked on the phone sometimes, I guess. And they talked on video chat also, because that's his real person, right? So, but he never leaked it out to him that he's in love with him and all of that. But they stayed best buddies. So, in order to get him to trust him and all of this, so the Asian lady says you need to ask him on the phone if you can accompany him to that doctor's appointment. So that's how you get to then meet each other in person and you become better friends. And then once you are better friends, then you can lure him into a back alley where you pull out a knife that I want you to buy, and you can stab him several times in the chest, and then you have to call the police and I will be there. So that is the plot. And so he accompanies him to the doctor. They become closer, and then finally he lures him into the back alley where he actually stabs that guy. He thinks he stabbed him to death, I mean, several knife wounds in the chest, and that was a form of suicide, really, from the gay guy. The gay guy was so obsessed with that other guy, they just wanted to be able to touch his arm and be there with him for at least a couple of weeks before he lets him stab him. So, and it was also a test. He loves me not. Like the old-fashioned flower test. We take out the petals and some kind of like ene mene mu aus bist du, like I take a flower petal off. He loves me. Next one, he loves me not. He loves me not. The last flower petal is what is standing. He loves me or he loves me not. And so that was the ultimate test. Does he love me? We'll see. If he kills me, he doesn't love me. He's not romantically in love with me. So, and that's what happened. Because he loves that Asian girl, the sock account. He does everything she says. So, he kills him, stabs him. He falls to the ground, bleeding. He calls an ambulance. He calls the police. And he says, a man came around the corner and attacked both of us, and he killed my best friend. Get an ambulance. They brought him quickly to the hospital. But now what happens is why this whole thing came to the surface, or would have never come to the surface. That guy survived, these stab wounds. And once he was interrogated about all of this, he said, because he was now mad at that guy, he said who did it, his best friend. And then both of them were interrogated individually, of course, and then this entire sock account drama thing came up to the surface. He talked about all of that. That was the only way he could ever even meet this guy in person, and and if he can't have him, then he wants that guy to kill him. So now he survived this, but now they were made into some kind of mutual restraining order. They're not allowed to see each other or talk to each other on the internet. So that was a mandate by the judge, and the other guys obviously went to prison because the other guy is a murderer. And so yeah, it's just, I mean, it's horrific, how something can escalate into something like that, but people, they like to tell lies, and then the lie gets even more and more convoluted as time goes by, just in order to get to, because they're fixated on one person in a very, very starker, mentally ill way. And it happens all the time. Again, I'm not doing a judge hammer from the Sky perspective. I understand from the Sky perspective that these people are not well. The gay guy that did that basically to himself is not well. He needs therapy. Definitely. This is horrific. I don't know if this was a wake-up call for him, or maybe he thought that that other guy wouldn't do that. I don't know how anyone can think something like this. I think he would do it. He just wanted to be with him, and then before he would tell him, actually, I'm in love with you, he could never say that, the truth. So he'd rather die than tell him the truth. So maybe it is kind of related to the other stalker situations, because he was so in love with him, had such a crush on that guy, that if he was to tell him the truth, I'm in love with you, I'm sorry, how do you feel about me? And the other guy says, look, bro, I'm straight, I'm not in love with you, I don't like guys. And it would be such a blow, it would be such a devastating rejection, even though it's definitely not a rejection against him as a person, because another guy might like him, right? Another guy who is also gay, like he is, might like him. So he wasn't rejected for looking bad or something. So, but the fear of rejection, no matter what the reason is for the rejection, is probably too scary, scarier than death. And that is what I see on the internet. That's what I see a lot. And that's why I talk about this, because I want to bring awareness to the world about this. My message to you is, you are making the world you're making the world a worse place if you continue with these kind of lies. Okay, you would make the world a better place if you tell people the truth. The truth makes the world a better place. This is the truth, okay? It is the truth. Telling the truth makes the world a better place. This is a fact. Okay? Think about this. Even if it's scary in all of this, for you, for your ego. What's more important, your ego or the world we live in? Okay. The world we live in is suffering because of that. Because of all of this, the deception and the lies. Different types of lies, different types of stories, different types of motives, but it's always the same subject. Deception, lies, okay, makes the world suffer. And the people who tell the lies are suffering, okay, they're suffering real bad. You are a prisoner of your own lies. Undo that now, okay? And tell people the truth. Tell the one you like how you feel, and free yourself, no matter what that person is gonna say in response. Free yourself. Peace out.